Good morning. It's Thursday the 8th of September 2022 and today I'm going to do another walk that starts and ends in Ambleside. Now, like yesterday, I think the weather is going to be dry for much of the day, even though it's pretty overcast at the moment, and there could be showers later on. I don't want to speak too soon. I mean, yesterday it did actually stay dry for most of the day, and then later on it rained, later than I thought actually, but when it did rain, by God, it lashed it down. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm going to try and do a longer walk today, see how it goes. Stockghyll Falls. Wow. Yes, there was a gate there, but let's face it, that's a lot more fun.
Beyond the turnstile, I turned left onto the tarmac lane again, and in a short while, I turned right at a footpath sign. As the path kept by a beck on the left, I was now beginning a steady ascent. The climb was fairly gentle at first, but would become steeper the higher I went.
According to my route map, I think this is going to be the hardest part of the walk because it's a steep climb up onto Wansfell Pike. But as with all views, I just know it's going to be worth it because even though I'm only part of the way up, there's great views around me already. Absolutely fantastic. The good thing about the Lake District for me, I've always said, when I'm filming in the Lake District, I just feel that my job is easier here because all I got to do is point my camera in any direction. I don't need to have to make an effort because wherever I take a shot, it's always going to be a damn good scenic picture. Hey.
I eventually passed the top of the tree line, where the path crossed the beck. Now marked by cairns, the climb had become quite hard going, but I slowly kept onwards, making my way towards the top. Puffing and panting, It was indeed a great feeling to finally reach the 1,581-foot summit of Wansfell Pike.
Made it. Finally made it. What a climb. But wow. Just look at this. You can practically see all of Windermere from here. It's windy and there's some rain, but the views are still great. And over there, you can see over towards Langdale. You can just make out the Langdale Pikes. Only just. And up there, on that side, I'm looking up over the Kirkstone Pass there. And I think on the top there is the Kirkstone Inn. I'm not going to talk much because it's too windy, but let's just take in these fantastic views. Wow. Well, the rain's beating me, I'm afraid, at the moment, so oh well. But the views are still fantastic. Despite the rain, it's not spoiling the views in any way. Okay, I'll start to make my way down the other side now then.
Beyond the summit, I kept ahead, following a line of cairns, to start dropping down into the Troutbeck Valley.
Good old British weather, eh? Still, as I said recently, can't complain because we certainly need the rain. Had a very dry August, so, you know, I'm crying out for some rain for a long time now. Yeah, it's not spoiling my walk anyway. It's still a lovely walk. I mean, I was expecting it to be a bit drier for longer today because the forecast was that, you know, it was going to be dry this morning and we might get the showers this afternoon, but the rain's come down earlier than I thought, but there you go. So, as I descend from Wansfell Pike, that was just fantastic. Just felt on top of the world there. Of course, there are so many fells in the Lake District. I mean, that's a small one compared to a lot of the others, but I certainly won't be attempting one of those whilst I'm up here this week, especially if the weather's going to be like this. But no, I've had a really nice few days in Ambleside whilst I've been staying there. As I've said before, the guest house I'm staying in is lovely. I've actually left my car in Ambleside for most of the time I've been there, because when I arrived at the guest house, they gave me a pass to use in one of the South Lakeland District Council car parks. So you just put that in your windscreen and you can stay there for as long as you're staying in Ambleside. But I did actually move the car last night because I decided to drive out to Hawkshead to try a pub for a meal because it had very good reviews on TripAdvisor, and it was very nice actually. But of course when I got back there were no spaces in the car park. So I had to drive around a little while before somebody actually vacated one of the bays for me. So I eventually got a space, but it took a while. But I don't think I'm going to be moving the car again. I mean, I'm only here for another 2 nights, but I'm not going to be going out of Ambleside tonight. And I think tomorrow, I think, you know, today is going to be my last filming day, to be honest with you. But tomorrow I'm going to do what I did on Tuesday, which was have another ride round on the buses all day. So that was a lot of fun. Well, this track I'm now walking on is called Nanny Lane. Excellent. And that walker that I just passed, that was Paul. So nice to meet you, Paul. We were having a bit of a chat, and Paul says that he comes to the Lake District this same week every year, and it'll be for the same reason that I came here this week too, because kids have gone back to school. So yeah, we were just having a good old chinwag actually. He was saying that he was walking around there, I think, recently, this week. He said there was one day where the rain just came down so hard he had to sort of call it a day, but yesterday morning he went up part of there again first thing before it got wet. So, and yeah, fair play to you, Paul. So he's just on his way up to Wansfell Pike, from which I've just descended. So yeah, really nice chat. We had a nice old chat there. So yeah, thanks for stopping the chat, Paul. Nice to meet you.
Nanny Lane eventually descended into Troutbeck, an old and distinctive village, strung out with green slate and whitewashed farms and cottages, many of which date back to the 17th and 18th centuries. The old Drovers Road that runs through the village follows a line of old wells, about 100 feet above the valley floor.
Wow, what a gorgeous little place Troutbeck is. Not sure if I've been here before, but wow, it's lovely. Quite a few holiday cottages around here, I see. There's a tea shop somewhere. I just saw a sign sort of on a stone just beside the road back there that said there was a tea shop, but I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, very nice.
Beyond the wells, I soon found the tea room in the old post office, so I decided to go inside for a nice hot cuppa.
Yeah, I saw that sign, yeah. But then they literally...
After tea, and having had lunch, I bore right at a bridleway sign just past the tea room. I was now walking along an uphill walled track called Robin Lane.
So this is Robin Lane now then. Takes me back into Ambleside. So hopefully this should be quite a straightforward route back. And you know what, I really enjoyed that tea. It was nice to stop and have a cup of tea in the tea shop. I wasn't really expecting to do that. I mean, it was just as I was walking through Troutbeck, I passed a couple of people and the man said to me, he said, "Oh, do you know where the tea room is?" he said. I said, "Sorry, I've not seen it." But I showed him where the sign was, which directed you to the tea shop. So he then passed me the other way again. I said, "Oh, did you find it?" He said, "Oh, it's 10 minutes down this way, according to the sign." I thought, "Oh, okay then." So of course I came across it myself eventually. And as I got there, I thought, you know what? A cup of tea would go down really well now. Yeah, so, and it did. It was really nice actually. Pot of tea for one. Sat in the corner there. It was full up, you know, very busy. Obviously a popular place. I suppose, you know, when it's raining, you're going to get more people going inside. But no, it was really nice. Just sort of added to the day, really. The only thing is, sort of sitting down there having a nice hot cup of tea, I just got comfortable. I thought, oh, I'm going to have to sort of get myself motivated to get back out again. It wasn't that difficult, actually. But yeah, it was a nice little stop at lunchtime.
The track started to level out, and fine views over Windermere began to open up again.
This is handy. I like it. The old post office. 5-minute run, tea room. 10-minute jog. 15-minute walk. And I've just been there.
At another bridleway sign, I turned left off the track in the direction of Ambleside, passing through a gate and keeping ahead along a broad path.
The rain's lightening a bit. Oh yeah, rain's still coming down, but it's not quite as heavy. Just be nice to let my head breathe for a bit. Oh well, as I get closer to Ambleside, I'm going to give today's shout out. And I'm going to say hello to Eric Worsley. Hi Eric. Now, I'm not sure if I've pronounced your surname correctly. I'm sure it's Worsley. Might be Worsley, but I think it's Worsley, but apologies if I've got it totally wrong. So Eric, he's got a YouTube channel called Jonathan Craig Guides. Now, I came across his channel, I think, a couple of years ago, but I really started watching it properly earlier this year. It was probably back in March when I booked this week here in Ambleside. I thought it'd be quite nice to see if I could find any other YouTubers that have done some Lake District videos, and Eric has done loads. As I say, his channel's called Jonathan Craig Guides, and if I recall correctly, the channel description is that his films feature walks mainly, but not exclusively, around Windermere, Ambleside and Grasmere in the English Lake District. But yeah, he's done lots of Lake District films, and they're great, really well made, and I like his sense of humour too. He's got a great sense of humour. So I did leave a comment on one of his videos. I've not met him, but as I say, I left a comment. So yeah, his videos are great. I actually had a bit of a binge watch actually. Back in March, I think I spent about 3 or 4 nights after work where I just sat and watched about 5 or 6 of his films in a row. So I think over the course of those 3 or 4 days, I watched all of his films, so he's made a lot more than that. But yeah, I have watched practically all of his films though anyway, so yeah, so do check Eric's channel out, Jonathan Craig Guides.
I continued through a gate by a stream, where I turned right along a tarmac lane.
Well, even though I'm a lot lower down than I was earlier, the views are still great. I mean, still a wonderful view of a Windermere. And even the rain doesn't spoil it, so
Passing a farm, I went through another gate to enter Stockghyll Wood, through which I started to drop down towards Ambleside.
I'm coming back into Ambleside now then. Nearly at the end of the walk. As I say, despite the rain today, the walk has been fantastic. Really enjoyed it. It was nice stopping at that tea room at lunchtime, so yeah. But yeah, I think today this is going to be my last day that I'm going to be filming anything today whilst I'm in the Lake District this week. I've got tomorrow and then I'm going home on Saturday, but I think tomorrow I'm going to just have another ride round on the buses like I did on Tuesday. So yeah, just get one of those tickets for £9 and have a ride around. I've still got more gifts I want to buy to take back with me, but yeah, I'll enjoy that. And the beauty about that is I can have some beer as well. I quite fancy stopping off and having some beer somewhere whilst I'm out on my travels. You know, leaving the car in Ambleside. I can do that, you see. So tonight, probably later on, I'll go and have me tea up at the Royal Oak, like I have been doing for 2 nights this week. As I say, it's just up the road from where my guest house is, and it's handy, the food is good, and it's, you know, fairly reasonably priced really. And then probably later on, might go for a couple of pints in the Golden Rule, so yeah. So a great walk, as I say, although this walk's over now, I've still got one more day in Ambleside before I go home, so I hope you've enjoyed watching me on today's walk.